How y'all want to do this? Do you want me to tell you what we got? Can you pull
Um,
up some notes
or we can blind taste test it, and then you can tell us what it is after we've experienced it
Or guessed it.
or guessed it.
We got to kind of guess at it a little bit.
y'all have never had these three?
Oh, well, you suck.
Welcome to How to Drink Bourbon, Tequila, and Other Spirits. We are the Drink Neat guys, and we are continuing our quarantinis. I've got a dog barking in my ear, but that's all right. Our quarantinis. We did some no-touch bourbon delivery this week, or today. Tim,
Bourbon drop.
Bourbon drop. That's good. Tim swung by. We waved from afar, and then from afar, not a fire. And there's southeastern Kentucky. We've got to clarify that. We weren't roasting weenies. However, Tim provided us 3 samples of what he has just told us that we have never had. And with that, we are going to start the first sample. I just poured it in my glass.
Wow.
This is sample C, right?
Yeah.
Sample C.
Okay.
It was thick and has some serious legs.
Oh my gosh.
And it is just still slowly running down the glass.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Runs
Actually,
about
it's the
as
first
slow
time
as
I've
I
ever
do.
had this too. 2 of these I've never had before.
Oh, really?
So I've dug to the back of the cabinet. So
My sinuses have got my smeller messed up.
Mine is a little bit. I was outside weed eating today and working outside all day long. So but
Yeah,
it's okay. It'll be opened up here in just a minute.
For those of you listening, Matt's sitting on his back deck right now and enjoying this weather, because let me tell you what, it's gorgeous outside today.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Tonight's going to be a cigar and cognac night, I think, out on the patio after we get done.
Very nice.
I kind of like this. I've never had this before.
Well, somebody tell me what you're smelling, because I'm just smelling nothing.
I'm getting more of a. It smells more of a. If it was blind, I would think more of a rye smell to it. It does
Definitely
have that spicy.
I'm just.
Rye
I'm
smell
getting
to
just faint. Just faint is all I'm getting.
I do get a little caramel, not a ton. Smells kind of outdoorsy. I know y'all have been outside for a bit today, but it smells a little, I don't know.
That's what I was trying to come up with, how to explain that.
Yeah.
And it really does. And I'm sitting here going, man, I know that smell. Yeah, I've been out in it all day.
Grass, that's what you've been doing. You've been cutting grass, weed eating, such like that.
Yeah.
And everybody out Ben's way, I think today was grass cut day out in his way. Yeah. Everybody was cutting grass.
It was too pretty to sit inside the house. It was absolutely beautiful today. Well, this, I have to say, I like it. It's, man, it holds up for a while. And I know the legs, when it's run down the glass, it's really pretty. It's thick. It takes its time.
It's more than what I expected. I'll say that. Given that I know what it is and what the age on it is, and I've done my research. I know where it come from. This is a contract bottle. Somebody is a non-distilling producer has made this or bottled this, but I've done my research and I'm pleased with it. Tell you the truth.
It's got a little. It's got some heat. Yeah. Sorry, Ben. Didn't mean to step on you, but yeah. It's definitely got a little heat. But it sits on your tongue. It does. It's not like it just burns all the way down or anything.
No, it's gone by the back of your throat. It's mostly roof of your mouth. It's very creamy.
Right. It's creamier than what its age suggests. So, being grassy and having some heat to it, you might deduce that it is a younger bourbon. It's Kentucky straight, but I don't think it's over. It's not over 4 years. I don't think.
I wouldn't think so.
No, it's a young bourbon, but for what it is, it stands up pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I like it. You definitely can't complain.
You get oak, you get some black pepper in it, just a touch. On the aftertaste, you might catch a little cinnamon. Just like raw cinnamon. Get that?
I tasted like a red hot there a minute ago. I was like, boy, I taste that cinnamon right there. I was like,
that's in the notes also, red hots. So good pickup. But not a bad bottle for what it is. So you ready?
Yep.
What is it?
All right. This is a pretty bottle. It's let's see, where's the name? Oh, there it is. Pinhook. Can you see it?
Pinhook.
It's probably backwards. Pinhook. And like I say, it's a straight. It's made by Castle and Key, which is down the road from Woodford. Not quite to Glenn's Creek Distilling, but it's on that twisty curvy that runs along the creek down there from Woodford. Come out of Woodford, turn left, and it'll take you on down to the Old Crow Distillery.
Okay.
Some Jim Beam warehouses, and then Castle and Key, and that's where it's from.
I'm pleased with it. I like it. It's not bad. I bet it'd be real.
114.2.
114.2.
Now you really wouldn't have thought that, would you?
No.
I had a feeling it was around 100, but I didn't know how much higher it would be.
I just figured it was coming from the rye content.
Right. And after I tell you the age on it, I think, or the age and the proof, I think it all kind of goes together. It is a younger bourbon. It's hotter, but it's very well done. I do like the cinnamon and the red hot taste. Not a bad one.
I see it going good in an old fashioned. If you wanted to do that,
I think it would stand up well. It's got enough body. Being a 4 year or probably a 3 year, 4 year maybe.
It'd go really good in a milkshake.
I'd say it'd be really good in a cup of coffee.
Well, I'll tell you about that in the morning. It is. It's a decent, very decent bottle. Very good bottle.
Enjoyed that. That's I like that.
It wasn't expensive. I think I give maybe $32 for it down at my spot.
Right. What are we going with next? A?
Pretty good bottle. Yeah. We're going to do A next.
Going to A.
That was Pinhook, and this is the horse name on this. Pinhook, he's a horse trader. Him and his father, they run horse farms up east in central Kentucky, and all of his bottlings are named after different horses. And this horse's name was Bourbon Country. He was 15.3 hands tall. And there's some other stuff on here that I don't really know. He was born in 2018.
All right.
That's what you got. Okay, our next one.
When we get back to racing horses, we should go to the races sometime. That's always a fun day.
Yeah, we go pretty keenly. Take $50 and have a big old time.
Oh yeah. All right.
Okay, we're on A, sample number A now, or sample A, letter A now.
That smells so good.
It does.
You see, this one's got I can smell this one. This one's got a heavier smell than because like I said, I wasn't getting a whole lot out of the Pinhook. Maybe the Pinhook opened
just more alcohol.
Yeah, I got a little more alcohol smell out of the Pinhook.
Yeah, I'm getting sort of green apple maybe.
Hmm. Yeah, that's called out.
I'm thinking of a candied apple.
Phew. I'm glad I can smell that because, you know, loss of sense of smell is one of those symptoms for the COVID-19.
Yeah, I was worried about you there for just a second.
Yeah.
Oh my,
This
that
is
right
good.
there is amazing.
That's good.
That is so smooth. You could sit and drink a whole bottle.
It legs are a
Real creamy.
whole lot faster. It's not nearly as thick as the Pinhook. I do like the green apple smell. That's Granny Smith is the only apple. All those other things that claim to be apples are not apples. So when people try to bring me, hey, you want an apple, and they give me a golden delicious, they should just be smacked for being wrong.
Well, I tell
Okay.
you, it smells like when you walk into one of those candy stores in Gatlinburg, and they've done a bunch of apples and stuff, the candy, the caramel apples, and
There's
all
a
that.
lot of fruit. There's a lot of sweetness to
It is
this.
fruity.
Oh yeah.
It does have some vanilla on the palate.
Hmm.
It's very warm. It's not hot, but to me it's very warm. Very, very good. Very good.
I'm getting some good oak out of it. There on the finish.
Tannins on the back end.
I like it.
Mhm.
That's amazing. It goes down way too easy.
You get like some dark cherries or something like that on finish, because
Yeah,
I do. Like a real, it's there. It's hard to
there.
describe. You
Yeah,
know,
dark cherry
very
would
good. Yeah.
be the way to describe that. But I was getting oak there right at the first part of it there at the finish, and then the longer it, you know, went into the darker cherry. It's really good, man. That's
It
that's
is.
amazing.
It
This
is.
may not be my favorite, but this might be top 10.
It's very well. So where do you think it's from? What kind of heritage do you think this has got?
I almost think comes from Buffalo Trace.
Yeah. And I think it's sort of wheated.
Yeah.
And that may be way off, but
Yeah.
I've been way off before.
I think what gives it that weedy characteristic is that real thick viscosity it's got to it, and that metal heat that it's got. It's not hot.
mm-mm,
It's got
not at all.
you get that good hug out of it. It's warm, but it's not hot. But it's not a weeded bourbon,
It's
and
not.
it didn't come from Buffalo Trace.
Okay. Enlighten
Of
us,
what I've
please.
had of these, the only I guess my next favorite would have been the barrel strength that this company makes. So
Is it really?
this is Bulleit Bourbon Blender Select.
Blender Select.
Yeah, see it there. It's got a real
Yeah.
pretty black and copper label to it. Real nice. And they had one of their blenders up there actually put this together. A girl, a very young looking girl by looking at the website, but obviously she knows what she's doing because this is really a good bourbon. It's she's blended this now. We've talked about this before. I don't know if you remember it. Who's got the 10 different recipes? The 5 mash bills and the 2 strain, or the 5 yeast and 2 strains of yeast. I think 5 yeasts and 2 mash bills, or somebody has got 10 different recipes. That's what it is. 2 mash bills, 5 yeast strains.
Four Roses has
There
got
you
10
go.
mash bills.
4 Roses. And 4 Roses done a lot of the Bulleits. When we picked a barrel up there, we picked a barrel of 4 Roses. I think it's 12.5-year-old. Maybe we'll have it in one of these tastings here soon. But she actually blended these together from those 10 recipes, and man, I think she's done a bang up job.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because this
like I
right
said,
here is good.
It is.
Yep.
It's warm, but it's not hot. It's got a lot of body, got a lot of legs to it. Got a lot of viscosity in it. This is delicious.
Man gets plumb stupid on this.
100 proof. 6 to 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now-
it's come from Four Roses, I'm sure.
Do they do tours at the Bulleit facility that they built? Where is it?
It's outside Shelbyville. It's
Yeah.
I don't know 7-8 miles outside of Shelbyville, and it's in the country, down single lane roads. But yeah, they do tours.
I know
Well,
that
we
we
went
did
picked
the Stitzel Weller tour, which that's their, the bourbon frontier whiskey or the Bulleit frontier whiskey experience or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, at Stitzel Weller in Louisville.
It's a Stitzel Weather. Yeah.
Yeah.
At their new distillery, they do have tours of the facility. It's very nice. They store theirs on pallets. It doesn't get ricked like into a rick house, but it goes on pallets and it's stored vertical.
Mhm.
But they do have a very, very neat tasting room.
Well-
it's behind the bookcase. Classic.
I noticed something about the Stitzel Weller tour that they had their bung in the head of each barrel. They didn't have it in the side. And
Yeah.
I was wondering why. I didn't ask because our tour guide, it was her first tour and she looked like she's about 18. And
Bless her.
yeah,
From Stitzer Willer
yeah. Remember the chick that drank with us?
that drank with us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't no 18, but she could handle her liquor, son.
Yeah, it was funny. It was the first time that any of the tour guides ever threw back with us, and since then I think we've had 3 or 4. So
We were sitting there sipping, and she's chugging, and I'm like, I like her.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I didn't ask her. It was her first tour. I didn't want to throw her any curveballs.
I've seen a lot of good tour guides, and we've done a ton of distilleries. We've all done them a bunch together too. I've seen good ones. I've seen great ones, and I've seen ones that just need a little help.
Well,
I'll tell you-
for me, I hate to see them get too commercialized. Really just they're building stuff that wasn't there. I like to see the old style
The
stuff.
history of it.
Yeah, you just walk in and hey, this is what we had to work with. Not all this fancy stuff that they're making this bourbon stuff out to be, and everything that they're doing now. I just really like. I don't care where you walk in. Hey, this is my shed here that I cook this stuff in.
We need to go out to Bowling
Okay.
Green and go to Franklin and go to Dueling Grounds Distillery. Once all this stuff clears up, that needs to be a day trip. Mark Dottore, he does Dueling Grounds, and that's pretty much the way they do it out there. They're small and they do an excellent job. But you getting back to the way that distilleries are being made now. It's because all these distilleries have turned into destinations. Let's go to
Right.
the Bourbon Trail. So they're, Maker's Mark is probably the mecca for what a distillery tour should look like. They've got it down. I mean, they're from the start to finish.
Tell you what,
Everybody else, but they've been doing that for years. They've been a destination for a long, long time. And everybody else trying to catch up.
that's
they're doing a lot
a
of good
beautiful
job.
piece of property that they.
Oh, it is. Yep. Okay, so that was Bulleit Blender Select Kentucky
Look,
Straight.
Blenders.
I'm making. Can you see that? It says.
You're taking notes.
I'm taking notes, and it says Bourbon Journal. That's
Very nice.
my wife got me that for Christmas this year, last
Very good
year,
bourbon.
1 year, and this is my first time writing in it.
I got to find a bottle of that. That's good stuff right there now.
It's hard to find right now, but I expect it'll once it catches on, it'll start.
I don't know. Once we deem it worthy, it might fly off the shelves, and we might never ever get another bottle.
That's a keeper right there
That's
to me.
that's because that's how much influence we have.
That's how much weight we carry in the industry.
I'm an influencer.
I mean, everybody. Did you hear what Drink Neat guys done yesterday?
Well,
That's what they're going to be saying.
that's right. That's
I did hear what they did Friday night, so
yeah.
it was good. It was good. Actually, we've had a few listens off that too. So
Cool, cool.
thanks
I
to
hope they
everybody
learned
that has
something, you know?
listened to that so far. Cause
Yeah.
we don't think
I hope they
people
pick
that
something
listen.
off of it. If they can pick out one little one little detail that helps them, that'll keep them coming back, and they'll be looking for something else.
Well,
That's why I wanted to pick something different. I want to try to keep it interesting.
well, the reason I look at this is especially with everything that's going on, guys. We're looking to be entertained. We're looking for something.
We're bored to death.
Yes, and hey, we might be that something. Somebody listens to us for 20 minutes. Well, that's 20 minutes. They could have been mowing their lawn, or they are mowing their lawn, because that's the one thing I love about podcasts is that you can listen to them while you're doing other stuff.
Yeah.
They could be listening to us when they're working out, or shoot, waterproof headphones. They could be listening to us in the shower. It's just
Well,
like,
hey,
That's
that's true, man.
there's
it
your
really
visual.
is.
So, yeah, we're happy to shower with you all.
I'm sitting here. I'm trying not to visualize anything.
Yeah, what was it Homer Simpson did? It was think on sexy thoughts, and then he started saying Barney in a bikini, so that was pretty unsexy. But anyway, that was early on. That was like season 2, season 3. But I digress. Okay, we're moving on to letter B.
Letter B. Yep. This is
Letter B. Letter B. Letter B. Letter B.
I really, really like this one. It smells sweet.
It's not as sweet as the other one, the Bulleit, but I do get some. There's something there I can't describe. It could be my sinuses jacked up because it is that time of year, and I am outside and have been all day. So
I'm going to go out on a limb. I smell vanilla.
Whoa, dude.
I really like the way this one smells. It's classic.
I'm making notes here. Other than vanilla, what is anybody smelling?
Well, I don't know. I'm getting that fruity, kind of a fruity right off the top.
I got fruity. You
I
see,
can smell the corn in this one. I mean,
well, you see, I did sort of.
I had.
I did sort of a pregame. You know how you and Travie did before your barrel pick?
Yeah.
I did a pregame with some of that St. Pete whiskey. So,
Okay.
yeah, there's nothing as corny as that. I mean, our jokes aren't even that corny.
I can smell corn in this one. Of course, you get the bourbon set of flavors or bourbon set of scents in it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing you do smell the vanilla, but nothing really stands out. As prominent.
Yeah,
there's nothing memorable on the nose. Is that? I mean,
can anybody else smell the oak in it?
Yeah, it smells like a barrel.
Yeah, smells like the barrel.
You get that barrel on the aftertaste too.
it doesn't seem to be as viscous as the other two.
It's not. I thought it was thinner too. It wasn't near as thick as the Bulleit.
And you see, guys, this is why you should listen to us, because look at all the stuff that I have learned from Tim. I use the word viscous in a sentence. Come on.
Viscous.
Viscous.
That's still not part of my vocabulary.
Well, I'm trying to sound pretentious. There you go.
This is a single barrel, so a lot of it depends on, which barrel you've got.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You'll get the main characteristics of the profile, but there'll be some barrels will be better, some barrels will be worse. This was best single barrel bourbon 2018, and then 2019 best whiskey. And there's only one competition, and that's the San Francisco World Spirits. If you can take home, best in class or double gold out there, double gold means that you are the epitome of that class of drink. So if you're double gold, you are an excellent bourbon or an excellent vodka or an excellent rum. But it won best single barrel bourbon in 18 and then best whiskey in 19.
Well,
Really?
I've tasted it already, and I get that sort of that cinnamon on the front end. It's not really heat, but all the heat stays behind my teeth.
Yeah, it don't hug as much
No,
as what the Bulleit did.
no, it's not near as loving.
No, it's not. It's I guess that's the viscosity and it being less legs, a little thinner maybe
Right.
than what the Bulleit was. But I tell you, it's hard to match up with the Bulleit. If I'd done these now, having tasted them, I'd have probably set the Bulleit last, and I'd have set this one in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The Bulleit to me was the best.
Bulleit was impressive now.
I agree.
And then Pinhook,
Oh, baby.
Henry McKenna, 10-year-old.
That's
It's good
It is.
because I got
good.
a bottle of it in there, but I don't drink it that often.
Well,
It's kind of like one of them special things every once in a great while. So, I drink a boatload of Evan Williams, so
right.
you kind of forget.
You're in the family there, but it
Yeah.
in Heaven Hill. But it's a good bourbon, but not my favorite of the night.
The first time,
definitely not.
the first time I tried Henry McKenna was when me and Matt were at the Polite Pig at Disney World.
Mm.
That was back in November of
Oh,
last
yeah.
year.
Yep.
And I wanted to try it so bad because I'd been trying to get a bottle of it. And then we went to your favorite spot there in South Corbin.
Yep.
And I bought a bottle of mezcal. Now, the mezcal I bought was more expensive than I really wanted to pay for it, but I mean, it's good stuff for what it is. And I had that in my arms. I think I had a bottle of Bulleit barrel strength. And then I walked by the Henry McKenna. I was just like, oh, dang. And I said, I really want to get that. And Matt says, well, if you don't get it, I'll get it. So it's at Matt's house. But I mean, this is good. I mean, this used to be a cheap $15 bottle.
Well, and until you hang a few gold medals on it, and then all of a sudden,
well, it
deserves $48, and you can't find it.
It deserves a few gold medals because
it
this
does.
is really really good stuff.
There's bourbons out there now that are excellent that folks just don't buy. They're towards the bottom shelf, and they're $15, $20, $25 a bottle. Mm-hmm. And my favorite one, y'all might know what it is. I'm keeping my mouth shut on it because I with the weight and the influence that we have in the industry, I don't want to cause a run on my favorite bottle, shelf bottle. That are we going to post this video or not?
I think I am going to. I am going to post this video. That's funny. Oh, you just put him under the bus now. That's
fine. But I love this one, and I keep it around. Oh, it's in here for the mornings, but
well,
anyway,
I know what you
Henry
buy
McKenna
by the case. So
yeah, that and 46 Maker's 46. I try to keep on tap.
That's bourbon on tap. There's what you need.
Absolutely.
And serve it in pint glasses.
Absolutely.
So Pinhook Bourbon Country was the name of the bottle, the yellow label, pretty yellow wax. Then
cool.
A Bulleit, the Blender Select, and I really think that she has done a good job. I'm remiss because I can't think of her name, but she has done an excellent job.
She really did
of putting this together. Now that's an awesome bourbon. And then Henry McKenna 10, and it won best single barrel, but again, there is some variations in single barrels, and that's just the way it is. So
I don't know. I think it. When you got people picking all this stuff and they're saying, "Oh, this is the best," well, it might be the best for you, but it may not be the best for me.
That's
valid.
Right.
That's right. You're looking at what you're looking for in a bourbon, what Matt's looking for in a bourbon, what I'm looking for. It can always be different. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
Well, I've seen a lot of people that they pick a bottle based on opinion of other people or how they're going to impress other people. And that's just not me. I mean, like I said, I guess we were talking. When were we talking? I guess it was Friday night that I said something about the Kirkland's tequila is just like one of my absolute favorite, and it's $20 a
Yeah.
bottle all day long.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you drink what you like. If you don't like it, and you just want it on your shelf as a trophy, um, I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad about you, but that's just it's not genuine. That's not authentic. Be
Right.
be true to yourself. Drink what you like, and it's nice if you have a collection. Have a collection. Have whatever you want in your collection, but don't don't pretend to be some sort of liquor snob just because you've got a nice selection of Pappy right there on your shelf, and you've got all
Right.
this Closet Azul black glossy bottle that runs 10 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's nice to have those, and it's nice to share them with your buddies. But
the thing is, they never get
when
shared.
right, and then bottles are made to be drunk, and that's what we got here. I'm all about drinking what I've got at the house, because I could get to Rona next week and be gone. So,
Yeah.
and
And
then people will say he had all that bourbon.
and that's one thing that people need to remember is that life is short. What are you saving it for?
Right. And I think me and Matt, we was talking about this earlier. This has made us appreciate our time apart. It makes you appreciate when you can get together. You know, drink a few beers, drink some bourbon, eat some ribs, hang out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I mean, and don't get me wrong, this is fun, but gosh, I'd rather be in the same room with y'all right now. You
Well,
know,
Well, as nice as it is out, we could be on Matt's back porch there with him, just kicking it, throwing rocks at the cats.
yeah. We we could
I got
actually.
plenty of them.
I didn't catch that there for a second. We could always record on my back porch the screened in part once I get the screen fixed. But trouble
Well,
What are
is,
you
we need to
waiting
do
on?
that. We need to
well,
fix that.
like Tim said, all my neighbors are mowing right now. It sounds horrible outside, but what are you gonna do?
So let me put this plug in real quick on the Bulleit. The girl's name is Ebony Major. I think I'm pronouncing her first name right. Ebony Major, and that their Bulleit
Sure,
is
it's
part
not
of
Ebony.
Diageo. Well, I don't know. I've never met the girl, but next time I'm up her, I'm gonna look for her and tell her
Ebony
what a good
Major.
job she done. They also,
Yeah.
they're owned by Diageo, and Diageo makes Johnny Walker, and they also had a girl, Emma Walker, uh, who has done a bottle of Jane Walker instead
Nice.
of Johnny Walker. She done a bottle called Jane Walker. So uh, it's a blended malt from Scotland, 10-year-old, 83 proof ish. So I'll try to look for that, see what she's got going on there. But this is something they've done, I guess, just kind of get their names out there, and it's obviously they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely. It's good stuff.
yeah, man, not bad at all.
So what else
Appreciate
y'all got going on right now?
I don't know. I think a cigar and maybe some cognac here in a little bit out back. That's going to be what I'm going to do today. Then
We've been wearing Netflix out in the evening. I'm not sure what we're going to watch this evening. Bruin's upstairs preparing for a midterm, and I think me and the girls are going to watch something on Netflix. Have y'all? I know Matt's seen it. Have you seen Tiger King, Tim?
I was going to say I'm going to check in and see what Carol fucking Baskin is doing tonight.
Oh,
I'm on episode 5, and let me tell you, I
Yeah,
can't
that's where we
watch
are.
it. I can't watch it without falling asleep. It gets so freaking boring.
oh,
And I don't see why people like this stuff. And I'm just like,
Well,
It's a
what?
dumpster fire. It's just a straight
that's
dumpster fire.
exactly. And you're not the first person I've heard call it a dumpster fire, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is.
Oh,
I tell you what,
That's all. It's the only way you can
feel
explain
better
it.
about your own life.
Yeah, it does. I'll tell you what. When you get done with Carol Baskin, you need to watch The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Well,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Now,
Mhm.
my daughter-in-law actually knows that group. You need to check them out. You talk about dumpster fire. It's happening right there. Small
I tell
town
you
in West
what,
Virginia. But that's
Oh.
about what we got going on.
we finished Tiger King last night, and let me tell you what, um, it was entertaining, if nothing else, and it's definitely it's definitely fun to watch. So anyway,
The
Oh,
This
what?
is
oh
this
yeah,
is what
well,
I'm
we're gonna
having with
break
the
into that.
cigar tonight. I'm breaking into it tonight. I'll try to get you all a sample of it.
We talked about that when we were in Cincinnati last time.
Yeah.
That was the Bulleit night.
Ooh.
Yeah, when we was on the
It-
Bulleit train.
Do stay cognac. So I'm gonna give it a run tonight. See what it's like. So
All right, cool. You'll have to let us know. Report back to us later.
Well,
we'll do.
yeah, absolutely.
Well,
I've got my last sip of Bulleit here. I'm gonna go ahead and knock it off. It's
Well,
very good.
Now, see, I only poured about a half a bottle, so I'm
I
saving
drunk
them
all
for.
mine.
Well, my wife cooked. I got to eat a steak. You know,
Yeah.
it's terrible. So I got to eat
Yeah.
some steak and whatever vegetables she cooked. So I'll do
I,
that, and then I'll sip on the rest of this later.
man, I cut up 6 pounds of potatoes and fried them up in a big cast iron skillet, covered them in
Oh my
cheese.
God, they ain't nothing better.
we supported a
Had that
local
and pork
restaurant
chops.
earlier
Good.
tonight. Had a
Good.
very nice
Okay.
jalapeno burger.
Oh,
And
nice.
and just to give you a hint, it was one that had the takeout drinks in the mason jars. So
That's right.
Okay.
yeah, so I'm going to empty my mason jar here in a minute, and then I think I'm going to get right back in this Bulleit because I did I did
Yes.
a sample size tasting.
I drunk all my 2 ounces. That was a sample, So
Yeah, it is, but yeah, it was awfully good. The Bulleit was good.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
All
That
right.
was my favorite. That was my favorite.
Yep.
yeah, mine too.
Oh,
That's
the
The
Pinhook was
Pinhook.
good.
The Pinhook would be my second, and
I'm going
Henry
to put that in
McKenna
the
my
milkshake.
third.
I swear.
yeah. I
That's
think that's the way I would go too. I was expecting more out of the McKenna, but when you get down to single barrels,
well,
it's the way it goes.
the
Yeah.
McKenna. I can think of several things you could have put the McKenna against, and it would have been the best. But
Yeah.
man, you brought some strong horses to the race.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
it's
what I'm
perfect.
going to do. I'm going to take this McKenna and compare it to the McKenna that I have.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
My barrel
Because-
number is 6834. Write that down.
6834. Because I want to say the one that I've got had a little more viscosity. I mean,
Well, I've tasted them with
Use
bitter
that.
legs,
yeah, and it tasted a little better than this one. That's why it was hard for me. I was like, "What? That's a
Yeah.
Henry McKenna."
What was that
taste
barrel
like it to
number?
me.
6834.
34.
Yeah. Yeah, I was not as, and I've had it in the past, back when you could find this all the time. It was a good buy, good bottle to get and buy. But this is a little thinner, I think, and that leads to it being a little flatter, not as bold,
Right.
not nowhere
right.
near the Bulleit.
You think it's because they're trying to get it out faster and they're letting the quality slide?
That's always a concern when they start talking to these distilleries about when something breaks out, and it's all of a sudden it's the go-to bourbon bottle to have.
Yeah.
Does the quality fall off in favor of another 14,000 cases?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's definitely something that everyone should keep in mind, especially when they're buying. All right, guys, we are about to get kicked off of Zoom here.
Cool.
So we're going to wrap it up. And guys, just know I appreciate both of you. And
Yep. You too,
I'm
bud.
glad you're here. Everybody that's listening, we appreciate the fact that you take, a few minutes out of your day to listen to what we have to say. Shoot us an email. It's drinkneatguys@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts and comments, and maybe you've got some barrel selections that not barrel selections, some bottles that you think we should check out.
Amen.
And with that, Matt, anything?
No, I'm good. I appreciate everybody listening to us. Hang in there. This COVID-19 stuff will be over with before we know it. Hopefully, everybody just kind of stay away like we are. We're doing the social distancing thing tonight, so just stay safe and take care of yourselves and watch after everybody else.
All right. Tim, final thoughts?
Be sure and take notes.
All right.
We've had some good bourbons here tonight. So
wait, you can't say that yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you should take notes on what you're drinking. That way you can always come back to it again later on. You need a bourbon journal. It should be leather bound with lined paper on the inside. There, something like that.
No,
right there.
it's not lined. It has got like rough cut pages, and I mean it's.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's
very nice.
This is heirloom quality. 200
Heirloom
years
quality.
from now, this will be in a museum somewhere. The Podcast Hall of Fame. This will be
okay.
there.
Because we
right.
carry that kind of influence.
We do. That's right. That's right. Right next to a big barrel of something that we've picked. Anyway.
There you go.
All right. Guys, we're going to sign off for now. And just remember to taste what's in your glass before you put it in your drink.
Oh, now? Okay.
Yes.
Take notes.
Love y'all. Take care, man.
All right. We'll see you.